Cool, guys. So we're going to go ahead and get started here. And so today's class, I'm just kind of going to let you know right now, we're not really going to hop into conversion much. We're going to be going into KV Core soon in June, I believe. So just keep that in mind that all of our systems are going to be updated. We're going to have, obviously a lot more training classes on conversion because we'll teach you guys a lot of new stuff. Good news is you're getting a lot more stuff for free, so it's good news.
What do you mean the new stuff? We're not switching conversion, right?
No, it's called KV Core now. It's a new operating system that they're doing for their CRM. It just has a lot more features, way more user friendly. So it's going to be great, but there's going to be a learning curve to it.
What's the date of that change?
June, I want to say 10th, but that's top of my head. I will let you guys know beforehand. So, in the meantime, I realized that at the end of the day, I want to teach you guys the skills you need to learn. This is obviously way more important than learning some technical aspect of conversion, which you'll probably have to change soon anyways, okay? So today's class, how to close Facebook leads. This right here, I'll say this is probably one of the most important things I can teach you guys. The reason is this. I don't know if you guys have been following along with some of the stuff that I've been doing for the brokerage or some of the stuff that I've been teaching you guys about, but it's actually really easy to generate Facebook leads. If you follow the steps that I've been teaching you guys how to do them, you can generate a Facebook lead every single time. So the cool thing is this, now that we have gotten to the point of figuring out how to generate leads, if you haven't followed my steps on the YouTube videos already, recommend doing that. We need to figure out how to close them. This is the most arbitrary step of the process when it comes to getting your lead into your CRM, into like a drip campaign, into an appointment, into closing. And this is what the pros focus on when it comes to digital marketing. This is what we call the back end, right? Once they're in your system, and once they've made contact in some way, they've filled out some kind of information, now what? Okay? And if you guys get good at this, you're going to take your closing percentages way, way higher. And I'll say this, at the end of the day, if you don't have a system in place for this, then good luck generating 1 million leads because you can't close them. You know what I'm saying? So this is so much more important than generating the leads because I've shown you guys already that it's easy to do. It's really not hard, okay? So let's go into it here. So now we have the problem is not getting leads. Problem is closing them. So getting in front of them and setting an appointment. So let's go into here with new lead. Are you guys having a hard time seeing this? I'm going to try to. Can you guys see it well?
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right. So with here, this is very important. So the first thing's here. So we're going to start off. New lead comes in. Okay. Within the first 5 minutes. You need to be messaging them, responding to them. You need to putting out a contact. First 5 minutes. After that first 5 minute, there's the standard. The industry standard goes up by quite a bit. There's a lot of different data on this, but averagely about 300% decrease in the likelihood that they'll become a client if you don't hit them in the first 5 minutes. 300%. Super critical that you guys are on point. Now, I know that as your business starts scaling up, you guys have more clients, you're going to be in more showings, you're just not going to have as much time. That's the whole point of this. So you need to have systems in place so your automation will automatically send them some kind of text, email, drip campaign, whatever, right? You need to have some sort of way that you're contacting the person within the first 5 minutes if you would be unavailable, okay? So the first 5 minutes, and no time, so automate the following. So what I do is I suggest doing anyways, make sure that you have it. If you have the time, make it personal. If you not in front of a client, call them right now. If you have a phone number, text, or email them, Facebook message. Now granted, we're under the assumption that they're a Facebook lead. So that means you have their Facebook, okay? Just kind of keep that in mind. But you should be texting, email, or Facebook messaging. So for some of you guys, like Alvin's heard me say this a million times already, Facebook message has an 80% open rate as opposed to email, which is 6%. So just keep that in mind when you're dealing with these Facebook leads that you can stay on the Messenger platform. It's okay. The point of this is to start a conversation, right? Building trust and then setting an appointment. It's not about getting them into your CRM and never having to deal with them until they're ready to buy again. You know what I mean? So after the first hour, they're most likely lost them if they're not contacted. Straight up. If they don't receive anything from the first hour, they will forget why they put their information in. They'll forget where they put their information in. And they'll forget any sort of connection between the ad and you. You lost them. Okay? Send them this information they asked for if you have used some sort of bait, okay? So if you're using some sort of bait like a property, you need to send them the pictures of the property. That needs to be first priority. If it's, let's CMA, or let's say it's, what are the top 5 homes here in Winter Park area that are close to yoga studios, right? You need to send them that list right away. That needs to be the first thing that goes out, okay? I recommend automating that. Just put that in your drip campaign, say this is what will get sent out automatically. There is one issue with this. Conversion doesn't allow you to send PDFs yet. I think they're going to be upgrading that in KV Core. But until then, what I recommend doing is creating some sort of blog post and put a link in there and just say, hey, if you want this information, you want the image or whatever, you got to click on the link to get to it. Or maybe just a Google Drive folder, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to make it like they're already in your system. You don't have to send them back to the website over and over again. You know what I mean? What's up?
Google Drive.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what's cool about Google Drive? I'm going to give you guys a little bit of insightfulness on what we're doing at the brokerage, not at the very complex level. But instead of just giving somebody a PDF, which is what 9 times out of 10 digital marketers will do, we'll just give you a PDF of like the quick tips or the 7 things you need. Here's a quick guide. We're actually going to make it a Google Drive folder. The reason is this, is every time we update the Google Drive folder with more content, we're going to mass send that out. And so there's a new reason of flow of traffic for people to come right back into our system all over again. Okay, so now you're creating an audience versus just traffic. People coming in, passing through. No, they're coming back time and time again. They're absorbing your content because you're giving value. All right. So let's see here. Yeah, you send in the information. So make sure that the first thing you send is the information that you used. If I don't get that information and I get a sales call, I will be pissed as a user. Okay, and you lost all trust and credibility. All right. After this, if you have not made contact with us, now you go into what we call your buyer sequence. Okay. So just kind of keep this in mind here, that you need to be reaching out to them via text, email, Facebook message, whatever, okay? Now, what I also recommend doing too, if you can't get in touch with them, send them a video message. Oops. Send them a video message, send them a Facebook message, email, text message. You want to hit them on all platforms as fast as possible. All right, so you have not made contact yet, right? If you made contact, that's where I leave it up to you guys. You're the professionals, right? That's where you guys shine, right? So if you made contact, then you should have your own physical sequence. Does that make sense? I'm telling you guys what your buyer sequence should be digitally. If they don't say yes, or if they haven't contacted you, but if they have said yes, do you guys have a sequence for how you treat physical clients? You know what I'm saying? Do you? If you don't, you probably should build one. But anyway, so here's your buyer sequence. How do you win in this, and how do you stand out from other realtors? Because at the end of the day, someone who's searching and putting their information into your house, how many times do you think they've done that for other realtors? Right? Of course, they're searching, so why wouldn't they? So how are you going to stand out? Variance and value. This is how you stand out from other realtors. Other realtors are not doing this. So I'm going to show you guys this right now. So variance, okay? Let's go into variance. So this is where people stand out right here. Do not just send an email. I know that, and we're going to recap at the end kind of the time commitment that comes into these things, so we'll talk about this. But don't just send an email, don't just send a text, not just a phone call, but follow up in all of these ways, even Facebook Messenger, plus Facebook Messenger if you can get it, plus a video. There's BombBomb. I know Paulo's used BombBomb. He seemed to like it, but there is a paid version, so just keep that in mind after a certain amount of time trial. You can even do any of the lookalike softwares. There's other softwares out there that do it just like BombBomb. The reason why I like that is it tells you when it opens it. When I send a video message to you, not only does it automatically play when you open the email, but it lets them know that they watched it. So now it's like, oh, that person just watched my video. Let me go ahead and give them a call. Hey, by the way, I was just thinking about you. It's like, well, it's a little creepy, right? But if you don't connect the two, they don't connect the two. Okay, that's only you that makes it weird and awkward by saying, I just know you just opened my message. Okay, you don't have to tell them that. There's no reason. Yeah. Okay, so a physical video by text or email, okay, or anything else. So literally, this is how you stand out. I have seen time and time again when I was running my own business and I was doing this for other realtors. Realtors would be like, "Hey Zach, dude, I don't know what it is. I think this is some kind of like spiritual thing or some kind of like just abnormal thing, but I see you everywhere. So I feel like this is just someone telling me that I should be there." No, it's not. It's not the world, the universe telling you that you should work with me. It's my retargeting, bro. Once you interact with my one ad, good luck. You're on all of them now, okay? And I hit you on all platforms, all right? I texted you, I emailed you. There is literally 0 places you can go on the internet without seeing my name or face, okay? And the average person needs to hear something 7 times before they're willing to take an action. So let's look at it right here. Email, 1, text, 2, 3, phone call, Facebook Messenger, 4, BombBomb, 5, physical video or text, 6. And the last one, you can make it up, do whatever you want. Whatever one works with the 6. You see what I'm saying? So if they open that message on email, well then email them again on the 7th one. Don't send another Facebook message because they didn't open that. If they open a Facebook message, do that. Okay? Does that all make sense, guys? Yes. So that's variance. That's how you separate yourself. That's how they literally think that you're either spending a killing on all of these things, like they're messaging me and they're doing, how do they have all these, it's all automated and it's all free. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? The second thing is here, so we got value, all right? So, all right. It's just harder for me to read this because it's like right next to it. But the value. So this is the second part here. 3-to-1 ratio. This is where so many realtors fail. I can't tell you how many realtors fail at this. It's like 80% of you guys. Value to call to action. So there should be a 3-to-1 ratio between value to transactional. So what that means is this, is I'm going to give you more value than what I'm going to ask for you. And that's how you build trust and reputation, okay? And in those two things, you are going to get more appointments for this, all right? So at the end of the day, it's a more meaningful context. And I'm going to show you guys how to go about doing this, okay? So these are some actual steps that you guys can literally implement into your business today, okay?
This is by 3-to-1, you mean like, I'm going to give you this, this, and this if you just give me the type of house you're looking for.
Yes. If I give you...
This, and this, if you just give me
Exactly. If I do this, will you do that? That works so freaking well, especially when it comes to just giving out information, right? I'm giving you something of value, which is my information, in return for something valuable, which is information. You see what I'm saying? Because you have it. You are the professional. So let's go into the exact steps of what it is. So day one, you have immediate interaction, okay? Immediate. This needs to happen. If it's not happening in the first hour, you probably lost them. I'm just going to give you guys the cold, hard truth of how this works, okay? So the first is email, text, Facebook message, okay? I'm hitting all of these. Call. Now, this is a cool thing. This is my personal tip from you guys, just working with this for a while, seeing realtors close deals and all that stuff, especially working at past brokerage. This is my own little thing here for you guys. Call once. Do not leave a voicemail, okay? Wait 60 seconds and call again. And watch how many people pick up on the second time. It's crazy. I'd say 50% of the people that didn't answer will pick up on the second ring. There's a psychology behind this, which is assuming that there's some sort of emergency that's going on in which somebody had to leave 2 calls back to back. And the cool thing is this: if you call literally back to back, they're obviously assuming there is an emergency, right? Like that's the only reason you would. And so that can annoy somebody, right? That can annoy me, be like, you made me think it was an emergency. But if you have 60 seconds, I know this sounds bad a little bit, but you have a level of deniability. Does that make sense? You have a level of just saying, hey, yeah, I really just want to reach out to you. Maybe the first phone call didn't go all the way through, something like that. The thing is this, is you're eliciting some level of emergency response from them without them being able to say, hey, look, you just called me twice, stop being a jerk. Does that make sense? You're writing that very fine line. So the cool part about that is you're just going to have more people pick up the phone. It's numbers, okay? So
is there a diminishing return of that? Wait 60 seconds up to 120 seconds?
So you're talking about like the client that actually picks up and then
No, I'm talking about like how long you wait until you place a second call. This is something
6 seconds every time.
I've played around with, but not more than 60 seconds, right? Like
6 seconds.
You go, I mean,
I just set a timer.
just
Literally. That's it. As soon as I call them, set a timer, wait 6 seconds, call them again. Nope. Okay, on to the next one, right? That's how I do our process.
By 120 seconds, the phone's back in their pocket and they're back to doing
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, again, right. Yeah, there's tons of statistics to prove like all different kinds of things where the phone might be. But at the end of the day, it's like people. You got to look at this like if they pick up the phone, then you're getting a much higher closing rate because they just picked up the phone. If they didn't, you're never going to close that lead because they didn't ever talk to you. You see what I mean?
Well, if they didn't answer the second time, would you leave a voicemail the second time or no?
Second time, yeah, leave a voicemail if you want. That's up to you, right? Remember, you're hitting them on all these different platforms. So just keep in mind that the immediate contact, yeah, I mean, I call them, but what I would do is just say, hey, just letting you know, I reached out to you via messenger and email. I'm sorry, maybe it's a lot. Like that, I would explain kind of like the mass communications thing they just got. Does that make sense?
Never give them value on a voicemail. Like never give them, be like, oh, okay, well, I don't have to call them back now.
Yeah.
Like your voicemail should be even more urgent.
Well, okay, so as far as the voicemail goes, you should actually really be talking about the value you just gave them. Do you guys remember when we talked about this earlier? The first step that what happens, right, is they came in their system and what did they get? They get the thing that you use for bait, right? What was the thing? So was it the property? Was it the CMA? What was it? That should be the first thing. So when you and that'll happen automatically. It should happen automatically, unless you're right there with your phone. Then do it yourself if you want, but the whole point of this is scalability, right? When I have more clients, I won't have enough time to do that. So have it sent out, have it be, as soon as they put in information, bing, it goes into their email or messenger, whatever, the value, okay? Yeah. Next thing you do is when you're calling them, you say on the voicemail, hey, I just sent you over the information. You're reminding them of the value that you're giving them. I hope you like it. Let me know if you have any questions about it. Does that make sense? You have a reason to leave that voicemail now. Right? I just sent it to you. You're talking about the mass communications you just sent to them, and you're reminding them of the value, okay? Day 2, all right? So day 2 is the intro. Wish I spaced this down here. Oh, well. Let's do that. There we go. All right, that was going to bug me. So day 2 is your intro, okay? So you missed it. That's okay. That happens. Like somebody's busy, right? They were just interested in that moment and they were on their lunch break and now they're back to work and they're going to forget about it. That's okay. What we're doing is we're just going to stay in front of their mind and we need to make sure that our rapport is building up and our trust is building up because we lost them. So if we missed that first connection, we need to build that trust and rapport up so that way they come to us, okay? And they hit us up. So day 2 is your intro. First thing you hear, email, right? The value, the example, right? So this was pretty cool. What you can do is this. The second one that you send, remember it's 3-to-1 ratio. The second email you send should be value, okay? So this example here, first time home buyers infographic, right? If you guys don't have one already, go literally Google it. You know what I'm saying? If you hop on, if you hop on Adobe or Photoshop, I can teach you guys how to, in like 10 seconds, how to cut out a brand of a brokerage and paste our own in there. Super simple, okay? But you want an infographic. By the way, I probably will be giving you guys one at some point because I have one myself. It's very good. Another one here, create this actually in a video format, okay? So if you can give this a good quality video, the cool thing about this is not only are you giving them value, not only are you giving them information, right? You're giving them a reason to come back to your Google Drive or your PDF or whatever, but you're doing it in a video format so you're breaking down that third wall. They now know what you look like. They now know what you talk like, your mannerisms, maybe something personal about you. And even though you didn't have a face-to-face conversation, they had that face one way, right? That just opens the door for them to bring that face back and say, I want you to see mine now, right? Either they send a video to you or they just set up an appointment, okay? Or they call you. So the second day, day 2 should be email and email value, okay? Now day 3, we're going to go into the video message here. So day 3, you want it to be a video message either via email, text, or Facebook Messenger, okay? What I recommend doing here is just finding out, did they open any of these? Did they open an email? Did they open my text? Did they open my Facebook Messenger? Did they do any sort of response maybe at all? If they did, go ahead and pick the same one, right? If they didn't, go ahead and just change it up. So if you sent email, then you should just pick text this next time. Again, variance and value. Remember that. So we're hitting them on all platforms. They cannot escape, okay? Ideally through text or BombBomb because you're hitting their direct number. If you don't have their phone number, then hit them up through Messenger, okay? And Facebook Messenger is a decent alternative. Cool? You guys have any questions on that?
Just keep hitting them up.
Yep, but again, remember variance and value, right? So the value is inherent. The inherent value in my video message that I'm sending him right now is, hey, I've been trying to reach out to you. Maybe I have the wrong information. Just wanted to let you know that I do have another quick little tips and tricks here for you. It's like 6 tips that you need to know to save up your deposit for your house, right? It's something small, quick, little blog that you have on your website. If you want, feel free. I'm going to put my link down here below. If you want to read that and learn what you need to do to save up for your deposit, let me know, okay? But it's just really personal, really fast, okay? So that's your video message. There's your value, and your video message is coming on different platforms. There's your variance, okay? So message content, again, intro to who you are, where you work. So my name is Zach. I work at Preferred Real Estate Brokers. I specialize in whatever they are, whatever buyer they are that came into the system. Just keep that in mind, right? Like if they came in for a house property, then say I specialize in that, in whatever house bracket that's in. Recognition of the past value given. Remember, you're reminding them of the value that you are, okay? And then let them know you have more value. Tips, tricks needed to know about buying, okay? Hey, I have a little more something for you. This is it. And then the last one, day 4, call to action, okay? So now these past 3 days, you've built enough rapport, you've built enough trust, you've given them so much value, and now you ask for their attention and you ask for a transaction. Call to action, here you go. So text, this is what everybody with realtor wants to have, you know what I'm saying? But you have to build the rapport. You lost them in the first hour, so now they're in your buyer sequence. Okay, day 4, call to action, text or Facebook message ideally, okay? And this is what you do. I am a busy realtor. That's the concept that you need to be replying to them. I'm a professional and my time is important to me as it should be to you, okay? So I'm scheduling my showings for the next week, right? You're setting a level of urgency that they need to follow and a level of respect that they need to give, right? Do you have time Wednesday or Thursday evening to view this property? You can say something like that, okay? Now it's a finally like, hey, look, I've been giving you all this information, all this value, so like that. Would you mind just letting me know how so I can fill out my calendar? It's very nonchalant, and at the same time, you're setting a precedent that says, I am an important realtor and I'm a busy guy, so go ahead and respect my time, and we'll work great together. Okay. Yep, exactly. Give in value 2 or 3 days in a row, then ask for the sale. Simple as that. So day 8, okay? Notice how we skip a few days? As they're getting deeper into the buyer or into the campaign, we want to just ease up on them a little bit, okay? If you have the reason why I say that is this: if we hit day 4, day 5, day 6, day 7, day 8, then by day 8 they're already going to unsubscribe. They've got an email from you every single day. They're exhausted, okay? Just give them a little bit of a break. They'll come around, okay? The important is the quality of the videos or the quality of the information that you're giving them. Every time they get an email from you, they should want to open it because it's got important stuff in it, not this ridiculous just generic questions. You know what I'm saying? That they know that they can answer themselves or whatever. So day 8 is value again. We're going back to value, all right? So this one will be a blog post or an email or a video on YouTube. Okay, this right here is something that I recommend you guys start getting into anyways, because this is going to just boost your SEO and just your overall just ranking on Google. Okay, so you guys really just want to have something like a blog post, or maybe you can just send an email or a video on YouTube, but it's the more value, right? How to find a property that matches your lifestyle. That's one example. But you're reintroducing this whole idea of, I understand my market, I am a knowledgeable person, you should listen to me. Okay, different platforms: email, Facebook Messenger. Okay. So let's go into day 14, and we're almost done. So day 14 here, another value add, okay? And I know, right? It's like, oh, dude, okay. When am I going to ask them to, you know what I mean? But you guys got to remember this. If you have this automated, it's automated. So now you're done. You don't have to do this anymore. You know what I'm saying? The emails are sending out automatically. You got all this stuff up and running. Don't worry about it. So don't freak out about that. The second thing is this. I wouldn't be teaching you this if it didn't convert higher than what you guys are already doing. I just want you guys to realize that, okay? It seems like the longer route to go, but you're converting more percentages, so why not do that? Money, right? Okay? So the next thing here is day 14, another value. Email, 7 tips to help you cut the cost of moving. Right? And just another quick thing. Now, if you guys can't come up with stuff like this, that's totally fine. I've showed you this multiple times. I'm going to actually put it up on here so that people can watch it on YouTube here. This is super simple here. So what you do is this. You go into Google, and you type in a question. Does anybody have a question that you think a first-time home buyer would ask?
What's an average down payment?
Boom.
Pretty good, actually. Yeah.
Cool. All right, so obviously it answers it, right? Does anybody see right down here? People also ask for, how much do you have to put down on a house? What is the average down payment for a mortgage? What is the standard down payment on a house? What is a 3.5% of 2050? Okay, cool. So what we do, that's one of the topics, by the way, that you could easily answer. So you go ahead and you click on it. Highlight it. Command C, go to the top here. And you can literally do this for infinity if it will. Oh, if it didn't, of course now it does it. Well, now it's not showing, of course it's not. Hey, how's it going? Do you need some help?
I want to turn it in.
Oh yeah, let me go grab Jen for you. She's done with her application. I'm recording a video, so I gotta get back to it. All right, so just kind of keep this in mind. I don't know why I didn't show it this time, so that's hilarious. That's a terrible example. But at the end of the day, if you think about it, if you have a niche, right, you just Google what's in the niche, right? So, okay, so let's see here for a VA loan. What would I say? What is the down payment? And we all know the answer to this, but they don't. For a VA loan. Right, there you go. People also ask for, okay? This is going to give you guys ideas on content to give people. It's super, just answer the questions for them. Be that person that brings the value to them, okay? And do it in a fun way. Why not?
Pick one of those questions, study and look things up about it, just have it down, and then make a video about it, and just answer that.
Yeah, and literally, yeah.
Keep going down the list.
Look, the first thing that pops up, VA loans. 5 things to know about a VA home loan.
Just Learn that, make your own.
Click. You know what I'm saying? Like, there it is. So I read it, and then I say it out loud on a video. Or I type it myself, and I rewrite it under my own words. Don't plagiarize, okay? All right, cool? All right, so let's go back to it. You guys should never, that should never be an excuse. All right. All right, so we got this, right? So we got another email. Day 15, another value add. Facebook message, I've got this pre-approval quiz. Ooh, yeah, everybody gets excited about that one. I've got this pre-approval quiz that can get you a pre-qualified in 60 seconds. Zach, how do I run a pre-approval quiz? GTS. Okay, you can literally, Google that shit, sorry. Yeah, at the end of the day, it's super simple. You can go onto Google right now and set up what's called Google Forms, and it has literally just 4 bullets. And it just says, you click this one, and it'll take them to the next page, and you set it up for them. It takes you 15 minutes to set it up on Google Forms, and you have your pre-approval quiz. Okay, I'll give you the link to it, send the link to them. And now you've built reputation, you've built rapport. Let's get them to get some skin in the game. But at the same time, make it enticing for them, right? I've got this pre-approval quiz. Ooh, quiz, that's fun, right? That can get you pre-qualified in 60 seconds. If you can do it in 60 seconds, then you tell them, look, you can do it in 6 seconds. I built this in 15 minutes, right? And then I took it. It took me no time at all to answer these questions. And now you have all these questions in your CRM, okay? Day 20. Give them a call, okay? Leave a voicemail. This is important. The reason is this, is if you have their phone number and you haven't been calling them, you've been somewhat on their mind, but you haven't been direct about it. You've been kind of passive, and that's okay. You're building rapport and trust. But now it's time to call to action. We're calling them, okay? So your home or two, so basically what I mean by that is I've got this home or your home, right? But it's the home that they searched, by the way. This is for buyer leads. I've got this home or your home, but it's off the market now. I have another listing similar to this one. Would you like to schedule a showing? I'm being kind of direct, right? This is good because I've already built all this rapport and trust with them. I've given them nothing but value. I haven't been bugging them. So now I'm going to finally bug them, right? I'm going to say, hey, look, with all this value, when you first came into my system, you know what you were looking for? You were looking for 22 Cambridge Way. Well, that house that's at $300,000 is off the market now because this market's going by like crazy. Homes are staying on the market for 15 days at a time. It's ridiculous. So let me show you one that's just like it, okay? See what I'm saying? So let's go to the next one, day 25, video text again. Face-to-face, right? We want to start to add that. Again, these are assuming, obviously, guys, I just want you guys to realize that should be obvious. If not, no worries. But this is assuming that they don't reach out. I just want to let you guys know that. Okay, obviously, at some point when they reach out, you put them in your own physical buyer sequence. This is just assuming that they're not saying anything, they haven't been responding, okay? So day 25, video text again. Face-to-face, what's up? Usually, this is the tipping point. Just want to let you guys know. This is at some point where the day 25 is normally where a buyer will, if they're not interested, they'll say it. Or if they are interested, but they're not interested out for the next 6 to 12 months, which some responsible buyers are, right? Some people do the research. It's a bummer to get someone who's 6 to 12 months out. But at the end of the day, you just put them on a 6 to 12 month drip and put them on a 6 to 12 months property alert. And you're done, right? Just follow up with them once a month or something, that whatever you guys agree upon. But at this point, they'll usually say something. If they say something like, I don't want it to be on this anymore, well, then throw them in the archives, right? Maybe later on, if you're bored or you want to refer some leads out, you give them to another agent, okay? Put them on the archive. Or if you are going to put them on a 6 to 12 month drip campaign, do that. If they finally hit you up, then you're off the campaign, okay? Now, what this is, though, real quick, is the face-to-face is the tipping point. But if not, we go here. This is the last one here. Day 30, okay? So this is the last little bit. Email, text, are you still looking to buy a home? Now, granted, you're not following this verbatim, right? You can phrase it however you'd like, add a little bit more flair and a little bit more customization to that. But the gist of it is this. Are you still looking to buy a home? The point of this is this, guys. At the end of the day, as much as we want to say that this is a foolproof system and this is all this, that, there's a time factor in all of this. And as your business increases, you have to scale your time. So you need to be asking these questions. I see too many times people chasing leads 45, 50 days out, and it's like, there's people that are willing to buy. Let's give them some more attention. Okay? There's an 80-20 principle. Has anybody heard the 80-20 principle? Yes? No? Okay, the 80-20 principle is by one of the most renowned theorists in the world. Basically, it just says this. 90% or everything in the world can be broken down to 80-20%. 20% of the effort that you do, 20% of your clients will be 80% of your revenue. 20% of the work you do will reap 80% of the results. Okay, that's why a lot of people say just show up, right? Have you ever heard that expression? Just show up. That's what it is. Just be there, because once you're there, it's hard not to be present. Okay, same thing with this. So you need to be focusing your time. Okay, yes, it's good to follow these people up. Yes, it's good to get these leads, but at a certain point, you need to get up stirring with them and say, look, are you guys looking to buy or not? Because I've been contacting you for 30 days now, and if you're not, I'm gonna put you in archive and I'm gonna keep going, because you don't have all the time in the world. You got a limited amount of time. Okay, so you guys gotta figure out how to siphon that off. All right, so let's go into some value examples. This is just some cool stuff that I put up here. If you guys want to steal these, feel free. Okay. What's up? Yeah, it's all good, man. That's okay. So first, some examples. So first-time homebuyer infographic. If you don't have that already, go ahead and grab that. That's super important anyways. If you have a client that's even not on a drip, they should be getting one of these because you're setting expectations. Okay. The next one is a pre-approval quiz. Okay, that one's sick. I love that one myself. You can easily build one on Google Forms, or you can just literally go online and find a pre-approval quiz.
Is this on the Google Drive that we have?
If you want, I can put this document on there. Yeah, I don't mind. I'll just save this to the Google Drive folder for that. How to find a property that matches your lifestyle, right? This one, I will say this one works a little bit better with females than it does males, but it doesn't matter for the most part if it comes to location. But again, Facebook itself is around 70 to 30, maybe a little bit closer, 60-40 females to males on Facebook, just to let you know. That's just our average demographic. I think it's the visual stimulation of it. I don't know, but that's just how it is. Facebook itself is more social network. Yeah, at the end of the day, women are just more social than men. So we have here cut out the cost of moving. 7 tips to help you cut out the cost. 5 red flags to look out for when choosing a mortgage broker, or you could just say a real estate agent, right? Trying to separate yourself from maybe some of the other bad practices that you see other real estate agents are doing. You're calling them out without stepping on anybody's specific toes and saying this agent's doing this poorly. You just call out the agents that are not doing this well, okay? And now you're physically separating yourself by mentioning it, okay? So do they, especially when it comes to seller leads, are they doing, what kind of marketing are they doing, right? Next one is here. If you're not comfortable on camera by yourself, I know a lot of people are not comfortable on camera. I personally don't mind it at all. But some people, I would just say this: bring somebody else. If you don't have a partner already, maybe think about getting one. That's a huge business move. So if you don't feel comfortable doing that, just go ahead and grab a friend or somebody that you feel comfortable talking with, because a conversation with another person helps so many people get over the fear of talking on camera. But you need to be honest with yourself. You say, oh, I can do that. I don't need another person. If I watch your video and I see you going like, and you're just like, you just look so freaking nervous and stressed out, I'm going to tell you that's not going to work. You know what I'm saying? You have to be comfortable, because they're assuming that that's what you're going to be like in person. They have no idea that that's just how you are on camera, okay? So that's the whole point of this. You need to have a comfortability with it. Also, practice. Just literally do this. So if you feel like this is all you need is some practice, then feel free to fail. You know what I'm saying? Send these to people, and maybe they don't get open, maybe they don't get responded to, but you know what? You're going to get better at it. Build value and trust to get your appointment. That's really what it comes down to. If you haven't captured that lead in that exact emotional moment that they wanted a house and they wanted to buy, if you didn't capture them that first hour, well, you lost them. The way to build that back up is through value and trust that you're giving, that you're the agent that they need. Because by now, they have entered their name and phone number, email into 30 other websites. See what I'm saying? You need to separate yourself. So if you miss them, this is what you need to do: build value and trust. So what can you do to, now these are questions you guys need to ask yourselves. What can I do to automate this? What are some of the steps that I need to do that Zach's putting in here? How can I automate as much as possible of this, because your time is valuable, okay? And then, do you have a system? I will say this: if you have the time available, then don't automate it. Have the system there, but do it personally. If you can type in a little extra, hey, your name, now the system can automate that. But if you're calling them, if you're doing a video message for them, that's a standard video message, and you say, hey, how's it going? Versus, hey, Tina, how's it going? Well, you just recorded that video for me. You see what I'm saying? So those differences can make a big difference in your business. If you can not automate them, don't. If you have the time. If you don't have the time, automate them, okay? And you will get to that point in your business where you'll figure out how to scale that out. And this bottom one is just a really important quote that I wanted to tell you guys, because this is where a ton of realtors just fail, because they don't want to follow up with their leads nearly as much. They want them to come to them and they want to close. Just keep in mind this: if you're going to do things that they're not going to do, you're going to get the leads they're not going to get, okay? And you're going to set those appointments. That's what it comes down to: setting an appointment, getting conversation, and getting closing. Just keep in mind that, yes, this is work, but if you can automate it, automate it. If you can't, or if you have the time, don't, because then you can personalize it and you're going to get more conversions, okay? But regardless, you should be systemizing it. You should at least have a buyer sequence when someone comes in, what happens until you get that appointment. Because once you get the appointment, that's your job, right? I mean, this is all your job, but this is your profession, this is your specialty to know what happens once a person becomes an appointment. Okay? That's what I want to get you guys to. If you guys get good at this and you master this, right? I guarantee you that you'll be able to close a much higher percentage of the leads that you bring in via Facebook ads, and that's going to save you not just like $100, but literally thousands and thousands of dollars down the road. Because all of this stuff is free, right? The traffic, what I was just telling you guys, not a problem getting leads. There is no problem getting leads. I can show you guys right now. This is how you get buyers leads. The issue is closing them, right? And so if you guys can't close them, then you're just spinning wheels and you're burning energy and money, okay? Does anybody have any questions for me? I know it's a lot, but this, I mean.
Can you email us this a little?
Yeah, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this on our Google Drive, so you guys will be able to access this. It's going to be also in the Google Drive right now is the audiences for your targeting.
And that's under
On the links.
Yep, it's in links, and you'll see a Google Drive, and then you also see the YouTube for our private training, which you will see this video, YouTubers. You will see this video in there. So yeah. Does anybody have other questions for me? Jose, what you got, man?
Sounds good. So this is going to be stored in the link section of Back Agent, right up here.
Yep.
So, let's see here. I'll show you guys links. Right here.
That's our YouTube training for conversion, YouTube training for Facebook, and right there, Google Drive training documents.
So if you click on that, that'll be all the documents of the training. And of course, here will be where we posted the video for Facebook or conversion. So you'll find this video there. Cool. Thanks, Zach.
No problem.
Thanks for streamlining it like this too. That way, you guys can go back and look at it again.
Yep.
So then you're like, oh, okay, now it makes sense.
That's a lot better because usually when I start writing notes down, I get sidetracked with that.
Yep. Just keep in mind, anybody watching the video and you guys here as well, these are what's called listed links, meaning they are for our brokerage only. We will be sharing some videos on our Publix page for you guys, but please do not share these links with people outside of your brokerage. Okay, this is copyrighted for us.
Cool. Thanks for coming, guys.
Appreciate it, so.
Yeah, no problem.
50% of it is showing up. Once you show up, you get the information.
That's right.
Once you
We were
show
literally
up,
just talking about that.
okay. And then you have to spit it back out. You gotta
Drips, yeah.
put it back out.
There's two things you can do.